The woman just wanted to go out to get takeout, but she was terrified to find that the original corridor had turned into a strange black wall. She couldn't see through the seal and blocked the door. The woman thought it was a prank by her boyfriend. But when she opened the window, she found that it was also blocked by the black wall. The two checked all the windows in a row and found that all the windows were blocked by the black wall. The two were completely panicked. Obviously, they live on the 18th floor. How could there be a wall outside the window? The two wanted to ask for help, but they found that the mobile phone had no signal for some time, and the Wi-Fi network was completely paralyzed. The two tried to find the signal everywhere, but when they approached the wall, they were surprised to find that the mobile phone screen. However, it turned out that all the outer walls of the house had been completely sealed by this black wall. Just when the two were desperate, the neighbors next door shouted, and they hurriedly drilled into the neighbors surrounded the apartment for a moment. Although they found a companion, the problem in front of them could not be solved at all. Matt checked all the faucets in the room and found that the water source here was also completely cut off. "I'm afraid they'll all die here soon." Thinking of Matt's angry, broken phone, the two fell into a deep silence at the same time. But while sitting down, Matt suddenly noticed that there seemed to be a white dot on the black wall. Take a closer look. It turned out to be a small part of the broken phone just now. "I didn't expect the strength of this black wall to be quite strong." Matt, who has a high IQ, seems to have realized something, so he began to take various metal, utensils and small objects and spread them evenly on the black wall. As a result, after a round of operation, they found that the magnetic field in 4 places on the wall was obviously stronger, which could attract more objects. So Amy decided to start operating. She concentrated all the parts in these 4 places. However, not once, the small objects that were originally forbidden were all vibrated. The next second, Matt blocked most of the damage with his body, which caused Amy to die. Fortunately, there was a first aid kit at home. After a round of processing, Matt's injury was no longer serious. Although they found some characteristics of the black wall, it still couldn't help the two break it. They decided to use collective wisdom. So they smashed the wall and called the neighbors next door. The woman next door suddenly remembered that the bottom of this house was connected to an air raid shelter, and the air raid shelter could lead to the subway next door. This means that as long as they keep going down, they can escape from the bottom and leave this weird black wall. So everyone started working right away. Pick up the axe and smash it crazy to the floor. After a lot of effort, they successfully smashed through the room downstairs, but there seemed to be no one underneath. A figure behind him. There was an old man hiding here, and he had this pistol in his hand. It turned out that everyone in this building was trapped by the black wall. In order to protect the granddaughter in the house, the old man took up arms and defended himself. The people upstairs explained to him there was an air raid shelter at the bottom of the building, which was connected to the subway. So as long as you dig all the way down, you can escape from the black wall. The old man listened to this and relaxed his vigilance. But as everyone was getting ready to go down, Matt was surprised to find a micro camera hidden in the smoke alarm from the top of his head. He checked the other corners of the room in a hurry. As expected, hidden cameras were found everywhere. Here in anger and planned to get even with him. But they were terrified to find that the landlord had already died in the house and his hands were cut off neatly. Everyone was scared to death. Only Matt remained calm. He observed that the landlord's missing arm was not left in the room. And according to the photos he recorded on his phone, it can be inferred that he seemed to have tried to escape from the black wall. Given the situation, they could only continue to dig down. After passing a few empty rooms, it came to a programmer's house. Asterisk almost laughed out loud. He said that this black wall was not used to trap everyone. Instead, his appearance was to save everyone it. Turned out that he found out through the dark web that there was a highly lethal virus in the outside world. In order to protect the people, the government launched the emergency plan of the Black Wall. Although what the man said is true, they are still half believing. Even if there is a virus out there, they have to go out and see it with their own eyes. So everyone continued to set off. Finally, they dug to the basement of the underground city after coming to the deepest part. They saw the iron door connecting to the subway. So they hurriedly moved the paper box in front of them, then took up the axe and smashed it crazily. This door was finally successfully opened by them. What surprised everyone was that the back of the iron door was also blocked by that black wall. It can actually extend to the underground city. The building collapsed completely. He drew his old man's pistol and fired at the black wall. As a result, after the bullet approached the black wall, the high speed hovered in the air and could no longer move forward. Matt realized something was wrong, so he shouted to everyone to get down. In the next second, all the bullets were relaunched. Although most people avoided the injury, the old man's reaction was slow. He was hit by a bullet to the heart and died on the spot. The atmosphere of despair once again shrouded the building. I'm afraid they really can't escape this time. Just when everyone was gathering, Matt said they couldn't sit and wait. He had seen a lot of photos of the black wall on the landlord's phone. Maybe there are other clues in his room. They can't let go of any hope of getting out of here, so everyone set off again. They went to the landlord's room to search for information. As expected, in a search, Matt found something strange. The landlord's room was significantly shorter than theirs. This means there may still be a secret room here. He knocked on the wooden board in front of him. Judging from the sound, there must be space behind it. John also found a code in the drawer. After pressing the button, the secret room will make a noise. It looks like they can get in. Matt, who has a high IQ, brought flour from the kitchen. With a light blow, the 4 numbers on the landlord's long press appeared in front of him. In this way, it only takes 24 attempts to crack the code. In this way, they successfully opened the door to the secret room. And after entering it, Matt was surprised to find that there was a surveillance room here. The pervert landlord was indeed monitoring all the residents here. But this is good news for the people now, because through the video, they can see who installed the black wall. Adjust the time to 6 a.m. They finally found the appearance time of the black wall. But the strange thing is that this game is like going down from the sky. It covered the whole building in an instant. Continue to check the surveillance. They found another suspicious point. There was another man in the programmer's room. Not long after he approached the door, the sunlight came from the corridor. This means the man successfully opened the wall. However, the next second, white hair suddenly rushed out to pull him back, and he killed the man cruelly on the ground. Only then did everyone realize that white hair was a fake programmer. His grandfather's granddaughter had also been killed by him. Matt hurriedly joined the battle group. Although Whitehair's combat power is superior under the siege of the two, he was eventually subdued. But for now, they can't kill him, because now Whitehair is the only one who may know how to escape. So they tied him up. They kept forcing him to ask how to escape. But this guy was like a devil. He kept saying that the black wall was to protect everyone. He didn't want to say how to get out even if he was beaten to death. There was no way. Everyone could only find another way. Suddenly, there was a voice from Xiao Mei above his head. Cleverly, he had a new discovery through the surveillance. The programmer who was killed by white hair was the only one who had opened the black wall by observing the surveillance video before his death. Everyone found that this guy had made a case with his mobile phone. It can be used to open this black wall. So after white hair killed him, he immediately broke his mobile phone. Fortunately, Matt is a computer master. Repairing mobile phones is not a joke. After a lot of operation, he successfully repaired the programmer's mobile phone. He found the software that could open the door. They used the software to scan the black wall. As expected, there were 4 light spots on the screen. Every time you click on the light spot, the camera will continuously emit a flash of different levels. Matt clicked on the light spot from top to bottom. The black wall in front of him really reacted. Xiao Mei can't help but go forward. After being trapped for so long, she can finally escape. She put her hand in it. She gradually felt a warmth. There seemed to be something on the other end of the wall. But suddenly, she seemed to be pulled by something. She couldn't get out if she wanted to go back. Everyone was panicking. Hurry up and pull her to help. But Xiao Mei was still sucked away by the black wall. Half of her body was stuck in it. The top wall was starting to solidify, but everyone still didn't have enough strength to pull her out, till the wall became solid. They pulled Xiao Mei back. Fortunately, only half of Xiao Mei was pulled back. Her boyfriend, Da Zhuang, collapsed completely. Unexpectedly, his girlfriend died in front of him. When he saw this, he smiled happily. He yelled at them not to listen to him. He wanted to get out. Da Zhuang gave him a shot in anger. Then he apologized to everyone. He also collapsed. In this way, all the neighbors died. Only Matt and Amy were left in the desert. At this moment, they only have one last hope. That is to find the correct order of the 4 buttons. Since it doesn't work from top to bottom, let's try from bottom to top. Matt started the operation again, like this. But when he pressed the 3rd button, his girlfriend called him to help, because Amy found the order of the flashes. Different buttons have different fixed number of flashes. For example, the bottom button will flash twice. The 2nd button will flash 6 times. In this way, when they open the door according to the monitor, the order of the flashes can determine the correct order of pressing the button. Now they've finally found the correct way to open the black wall. After this operation, the black wall was successfully opened by them. They came all the way outside. They found that the buildings in the whole city were all covered with black walls. They turned on the radio in the car and found out the truth. It turned out that all this was because there was an accident in a company called Nano Defense. It caused an error. Ow. So the secret defense system was automatically activated. All the programmers who knew the truth were trapped in the building and could not escape. Now, only Matt and Amy are left. They know how to open the black wall.